All right, fam, hit that like button. Let's get this party started. Time to make some gains.
You can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
What we got? What we got? What we got? Where my swole beaches at?
That's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest, and I'm tired of niggas. They front they blessings, they want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one life, but you act like you got two. Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do. I run with king, but you peasants, you run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Rilla mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke, Rilla mode. I said stay woke, Rilla mode. Stay woke. Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown. You are the king in apology. You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empires fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul. Ebony ivory, nobody knows. Business for second me, nothing can grow. Everyone promises me.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 16 hundo and 8-ish dos of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because of an I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. We got some Ask Papa Swolio Schlive, hashtag fuck average in the comments. And of course, if you want your question featured here on the show, make sure you drop it in the comments below with the hashtag Ask Papa Swolio to be featured. So we'll get right into it. We got a couple announcements to get started. Remember, tomorrow is our weekly accountability meeting for Swole fam only. And if you're not yet part of the fam, you got to head on over to Swolenormousx.com and sign up today. Tomorrow's episode will be priority access. I repeat, tomorrow's episode will be priority access. If you're not a member, you are missing out tomorrow. Tomorrow is our weekly accountability meeting. We are going deep and we are going to get some more gorillas here. Oh, settle down, Falcon. Settle down. Yes, tomorrow you have to be, yes, if you're not a member, you will not be seeing or hearing tomorrow's episode. So all priority access episodes, you get notified via Swole text whenever I go live. If it's priority access, of course, I send you out a text. If it is priority access, you know where to find the live stream. It's in the private group. But if you're not a member, you will be missing, you miss all the priority access episodes. But every Monday is for members. So guaranteed Mondays are priority access episodes. You got to join, but you get access with all memberships. So it's less than $3. You could find that in your underwear. You could find that under your car seat. You could find $2.99 in your car seat. So make sure you check us out over at Swolenormousx.com. So that being said, we'll get into today's episode. It is Ask Papa Swolio Live. So if you got questions, Papa Swolio might have an answer if I feel like answering. Got some pineapple in my teeth, So make sure you hit the like button when you're here. So those of you on YouTube, hit that like button. Hit that motherfucking like button. If you're not hitting the like button, you are fucking up the live stream. And legit, if you don't hit the like button, YouTube will definitely not notify anyone, as they already don't, because they hate me because they're fucking pussies. And they don't like the truth. They don't like real talk. So you got to do me a solid and hit that like button. Also, you can catch the podcast over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And thank you, everyone, for those of you that are leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts. We'll be doing some awesome giveaways for those of you that leave reviews over on Apple Podcasts. So make sure you do so as well. Let's take a question. Let's get into the first question. Priority goes to those that are watching live. So if you got a question, drop in the comments with the hashtag #AskPapaSwolio for a chance to be featured. And if you don't have a question, that's cool. But what'd you smash today? What did you smash today? Drop in the comments. Let's get some, what do we need here? Need some yow. Yow. There we go. Yow.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
I like to caress rusty spoons. I do. What's up, Booger Bubble? What's up, CG? How we doing? Jill, how we doing? What's good? Hello, Michelle. Been looking forward to this group of beautiful beaches all day, as have I. Jacqueline, am I not recognized as being a member? Huh? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Are you not recognized by what? What are you talking about? What you talk about, Willis? Let's see. I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I'm out of action for a week. What's going on? What's a good word? No word from Tessie. No word from Tessie. We don't know. I'm not sure if she's going to be back tomorrow. I don't know. I thought she was coming back from Fat Camp, but it might not be true. It might not be true. It might not be happening. It's a shame. All right. So we got a question here from Bro XD over on Twitch. What's up, Twitch fam? How we doing, Twitch fam? Exciting stuff.
It's a fucking Catalina one.
Twitch. Big time. What's up, Twitch? What's up, Twitch fam? How would you recommend to build your back and shoulders without a gym? My only equipment is an elastic. You got to do some pull-ups. You can get some pull-ups. You can get a pull-up bar for like 10, 15, 20 bucks. On the door, you can go to a park. You can probably do it on your door frame. I'm not recommending you go hang from your door, but you could. Inverted rows, TRX. I mean, obviously you say you don't have one, but you could make one at Home Depot or something like that. Anyway, I'm not telling you not to be safe, but it's going to be very hard for you to build your back and shoulders if you don't have a pull-up bar or something of the like. So pretty much pull-ups, rows, you got to pull stuff. You want a big back, you got to pull stuff, or deadlifts. But if you don't have a lot of equipment, here's the thing. It's not glamorous. It's not fancy, but if you don't have equipment or the means to overload your body, then you're not going to build muscle. You need to progressively overload your body to build muscle. It's not just stressing your body one day. It's about providing that overload on a regular basis and then progressing and then increasing it, whether it's time under tension, whether it's volume, whether, for work capacity, whether it's resistance, whether it's different angles, mechanical, different stress. But if you don't have the means to provide that overload, then you're not going to build muscle. So it's important to make sure that you access that. Go to a junkyard and just lift car parts. You can make your own equipment. I'm not saying go to a junkyard and lift car parts, but you can. My stepfather used to have equipment. We used to train in the basement, had pull downs and homemade pulley machines with car parts. It works. It's just resistance. Lauren, what's up? Papa Swolio, I transitioned from Gold's Gym to my home gym 9 months ago, as did I. Not Gold's Gym, but different gym. I have gotten quite a bit of equipment, but my heaviest dumbbells are 30 pounds. I use them for everything. In order to keep making progress, do I need to keep getting heavier weights or add more eccentrics and higher reps? Well, if you want to progress is, what do you mean? What kind of progress? Sure. I mean, for certain lifts, you need to get heavier weights. There's a reason why people keep on lifting heavier. Strength and hypertrophy are closely related. You can get stronger without putting on a lot of muscle because of coordination, because of motor unit recruitment and synchronization. These are just physiological adaptations. But if you want bigger muscles, you need to have more volume and more overload, which means more resistance. So you can combine that with bands. You can combine that with slower repetitions. But for example, just to take an extreme position, if you take 5 pounds and you go super, super slow with 5 pounds, or like 5 pounds with isometrics, you're only going to build so much muscle. It's not going to get you absolutely enormous. It will build your muscle if that's overload for you as a beginner. If you're a brand new beginner, 5, 10 pounds, you can build muscle, sure. But it depends on your adaptations. Your body is just adapting to the stress you're putting on it. So you need to progress it. And there's different ways to progress it. So you're right. you're right. You can do more repetitions, but that's not necessarily going to build the same. It depends on what adaptation you want. And of course, there's also sleep and hydration and managing stress and nutrition, eating enough calories and getting the right foods in to build muscle. It's not just lifting. It's also, are you fueling your body to stimulate the growth and to complement what you're doing in the gym? It used to say something above my name. Oh, I don't know. That's Facebook. I'm sure it is different. Facebook updates their app like almost every day. And they do, and Facebook does individual tests too. So you might see a different thing in your app and your friend might not have that update. They do small pockets of updates to test before they roll shit out worldwide. Watch on YouTube. I recommend watching on YouTube. Let's see here. Feels good. Been gone for 3+ years. Feels good to be coming back to the Daily Swole. I'm glad you're here. Why would you leave? Why would you leave? Let's see. R. Walkington. Papa Swolio, what would you say is a must-have in a home gym for someone just starting with limited space? Ooh, let's get that around. Let's go around the horn on that one. A must-have. So that's pretty vague. Of course, it's going to come down to what you have access to, how much money you have. I mean, I would love to know. I would love to help you specifically because I have a lot of stuff here. You can get a kettlebell. It depends on what your goals are, how much money you have to spend, how much space you have. Because a must-have, it'd be like, oh, a must-have, limited space. You can get a squat rack with limited space technically. Adjustable dumbbells are great, but it might cost you $700. So it depends on what the other factors and variables are. A yoga mat, cheap, inexpensive. Bands are more entry level. I mean, you can get power blocks, but they might run you $600-700, especially if they're not in stock, or $1,000 on eBay, $500. You might be able to find adjustable dumbbells or a cheaper set somewhere on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Those are all great places to find. Remember, this whole year, COVID's been out for a year. People have upgraded their gyms. A lot of people have bought their equipment already. A lot of stuff is out of stock, but a lot of people have purchased, so they're selling old stuff to clear out for the new stuff they bought earlier this year. So check on those platforms and those pages. Oh, hello. Caitlin, what's up? How we doing? Lisa, rubber bands, Kashina, dumbbells. Let's see. CJ, what's up, CJ? Hey, Papa, I jumped on the scale a few days ago. It read 230 pounds. I'm 33 years old, 5'9". I've never been this heavy, but I've also never looked this slim and felt this strong. Does muscle really weigh a lot more than fat? Much more. It's much more dense. Much more. Much more. I think it's like a 3-to-1. I think it's like a 3-to-1. So yeah, I mean, if you have two people, one person's, let's say 12% body fat at 200, let's say two people are 5'9". One person is let's say both people are 5'9". They're both 200 pounds. One person's 12% body fat. The other person is 30. One person's going to look obese. The other person's going to look like yoked and lean. So much more dense. I think it's a 3-to-1. I think it's about 3-to-1. I'm not sure in terms of volume. So think about this. Think of muscle as metal. Let's say you have a brick of metal or just a brick, and think of how much bigger, let's say you have a brick, how much bigger would an amount of styrofoam have to be to weigh the same as that brick? It would have to be a lot bigger. So think of fat as styrofoam and muscle as more dense like a brick, for example. Jeff, would the upcoming Swole X bodyweight program require pull-up bar or similar? Both. Yes and no. I'm not releasing much more info than that. So there's different aspects to that. You can ask this question tomorrow in the accountability meeting. I'm happy to go into a little bit more. I don't want to drop too much info right now. It's like a teaser trailer. But yes and no. So there's going to be different, in other words, there's going to be different levels. There's different phases to it. So If you don't have access to one, you can swap it out or do a lower phase or do a more, you could regress it slightly. But for those, because the way the program has to work is it's essentially a couple programs in one. It's going to be great for beginners, great for people that have never trained, that are really just super entry level, getting in like primer week style. And it's also going to be great for those of you that are traveling or looking, that have done Scorched Earth, Swole Season, that have done the 90-day dash. Because those of you that have done those programs, guess what? You got a pull-up bar. So that was actually went into consideration. I didn't want it to be, because there's a difference between body weight and no equipment. So it's not so much a body weight program, because I didn't want people to have to be dependent on having any equipment. But there's aspects to body weight that have minimal equipment. So think about it as a transition. Think of it as both. Think of it as a no equipment and a no equipment to minimal equipment, because a pull-up bar is pretty standard, pretty basic, but that way the program will be appropriate. And that if you've been a member for a while, you've done all the other training, and you're going to have a pull-up bar, you're going to have the means to do that if you've done the other program. So this will be great for brand new members, and this will be great for people that have been part of X for a couple of years and done all the training inside. So it's for everyone. What kind of vegetables are good for gaining muscle? I'm going to go out there and say none. Yeah, vegetables, they're not going to help you build muscle. I'm just going to go out and say it. You need animal proteins. You need animal sources of food. So there's no such thing. Even there's no such thing also as any food that's like ideal for building muscle. But if you're looking to build muscle, you need to make sure you're getting your quality meats, your quality fat and protein in. I personally don't focus on vegetables. I'm more of I meat and fruit. I think most vegetables are not ideal for human consumption. That's my personal take on it. Of course, we have the elimination diet, so you should be customizing your nutrition. So I'm not telling you not to eat veggies, but there's not going to be any vegetable that's like ideal for gaining muscle. You're not going to be like, ooh, broccoli helps me get yoked. No. For me, pastured bacon's pretty damn good that's my favorite. Bacon's my favorite vegetable. But at the same time, let's see here. What else we got? Oh, yeah, that was nice. Come on, fam.
He's heating up.
Come on now. That was on point. Let me resize that. That's what she said. All right, let's do this. Let's see here. Papa Swolio, my hubby has been gaining weight and not even trying to work out. Oh, you mean he's been gaining weight like getting fat. A happy gym rat is frustrated with him. I love him. He knows this bothers me, but doesn't seem to care. Thoughts? Eesh. That's tough. It's tough when your significant other, he doesn't seem to care. Have you really had that conversation? It's essential for me. It's a deal breaker. You need to have someone in your life that's taking care of their health, that's training regularly, that pushes themselves. That's non-negotiable. It's a hardcore turnoff when someone doesn't take care of their body, when someone doesn't take care of their health, when someone doesn't put in that effort. So that's what's tough when you find fitness, when you find, the passion to train and to take care of your body, and the other person doesn't. It's brutal, because that's the fundamental thing that you should be focusing on. Like for me, I don't care about fancy clothes. I don't care about fancy cars. I like to have my training. I like to have my food. The only thing I really focus on, I spend money on, is food. Everything else is cool. It's just fluff and a depreciating asset that doesn't do anything for yourself. You need to have shelter. You need to be mentally stable. You need to do something that you have passion with. You need to manage your stress and mitigate your stress. But food is fundamental. Food, recovery, training, absolutely essential. He knows this bothers me. Why doesn't he? He doesn't seem to care. Maybe he just doesn't have that. He doesn't understand the impact this is having on his health. If he's getting fatter, it's going to lead to a very rough, complicated future with illness and disease. Like you're setting yourself up for failure by not taking care of your health. So it's tough. I mean, you're leading by example. You're a happy gym rat. Have you invited him to come with you? Has he given you a reason? It's just habitual change. Of course, you can't force someone to love anything. You can't force someone to like a movie if they don't like it. But at the same time, fitness is one of those things that it's irrelevant whether you like it or not. That's not the point. Trying to figure out what vibes? It has the best fucking vibes. What kind of a fucking question is that? What vibes? It's the greatest man cast in the realm. You can't handle. There's the door. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Scorched Earth and Swole season are the tits. Let's see, Eric. Is there a way to figure out everything needed to do one of your programs completely? What do you mean? Everything needed to do? What do you mean? Wanted to do it? Oh, before you could. What do you mean everything needed to do? Why wouldn't you go unlimited? You mean the equipment, all the stuff you need to do? You can modify everything. You can adjust everything. Unlimited's a hand down. I mean, I love it. Those of you that join the Swole fam, I understand not everyone can necessarily afford to join and upgrade to unlimited, but that's a no-brainer. Like, talk about the volume of content that you get. Everything you need to do, I recommend. All your yoga, you mean equipment, or do you mean like physically what you would have to do? Because everything can be modified and adjusted if that's your question. Need some more details on what you mean by that. Let's see here. Let's see. Jillian, I mean, it's frustrating, but we can't control what our spouse does. We can encourage them. Kashina, that's a relationship requirement for me. He has to take care of himself like I do. Okay, we've had the conversation many times. He gets upset and frustrated with the subject. It's a turnoff. He's getting a dad bod, and we're not parents. He gets upset and frustrated. That's something with him inside. He's just like anxious, or he feels he has low self-esteem and he doesn't want to start. Maybe it's that kind of like insufficiency. Hard to say. It's hard to comprehend someone that doesn't want to take care of themselves, their health. Randy, want to get someone to change their lifestyle? Show them an autopsy of an obese person. The visceral fat spews out like a piñata. Ugh. Tracy, my husband used to exercise. I focus on working out for me. I wouldn't want to change him. If he wants to jump in again, so be it. He's my best friend. I won't force him to do anything. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're living with someone, you're going to be with someone forever. I do think it's a requirement. I know it's like, I love him the way they are. It's like, yeah, but people change and people grow apart. You need to be with someone. Otherwise, unless you want to be wiping their ass and pushing them around in a wheelchair. What we're talking about is preventable illness and disease and not being able to move or get up off the ground or having chronic pain, and do it together. It's a beautiful thing to do it together. He'd rather sit and play video games in his free time. What is he, a 5-year-old? What is he, a baby? Like, I know people people make money off Twitch and stuff like that, but you sit around playing video games, my God. You need to do something with yourself. Talk about completely wasting time. Unless you're streaming online, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. If you're not taking care of your health, doesn't mean you can't watch a movie, doesn't mean you can't enjoy escaping into a video game, but not at the expense of taking care of your health. I don't find that excusable. Can't handle the heat. He's heating up.
He's heating up.
We're a little bit salty today, fam. It's like, get your fucking pump on. Make it happen.
Why don't you get the hell out of here before I snap your dick off and jam it into your ass?
Let's see. Equipment, Broseph. Well, I do have it in the Amazon store. If you check out the Amazon store, you got some ideas. The recommended equipment. That's in your library. You see it right there at the top. My recommended equipment and gear. You can get a pull-up bar for your door and stuff. I don't think I have the pull-up bar listed, but there's tons of them you can get. Josh, dad bod? You mean fat fuck? Yeah, dad bod is the fat acceptance term for being fat. No excuse. I hate the term dad bod too. I hate that shit. Dad bod. You mean a fat man? Dad bod is a fat man. That's like a fat acceptance term. A dad bod is a fat man. Legit. Kathy, I get head rush, dizzy spells when I finish sets and change from prone to sitting, standing, even when I go slowly. I focus on breathing. What's your nutrition like? What's your nutrition like? It doesn't just have to do with breathing. Yeah, Amy. Get yoked, get swole. Well, I mean, you can play those active games. There's nothing wrong with escaping a little bit, but people escape as a means to not do. It's not something you do instead. It's something you do after, perhaps. Let's see. Jeff B. As a former obese guy, this was me. Nagging will cause him to dig into the laziness. He has to get tired of it himself and realize where he's heading. Well, you could be healthy and play video games. The question is, are you going to be healthy? It has to be a priority. The health has to be the first priority. You can work out, take care of your health and do all that shit and then play video games. He escapes all day. Yeah, it's addicted. Being lazy is an addiction. It's habits. Nutrition on point. That's not the answer. That's not my. Maybe obviously it's not if you're getting lightheaded when you stand up. Nutrition on point. I wasn't asking if your opinion. I wasn't asking for your opinion on your nutrition. I was asking for what you're eating. Lots of good proteins. That's not what I'm asking. Few veggies, salads, did elimination diet. I'm not asking you for the macros. I'm asking you, what are you eating? What are you eating? Lots of good proteins. A lot of foods have proteins in them. Few veggies. I don't know what those are. Salads. Worthless. Details. What you eating? What's going on here? You could also go see your doctor if you're getting lightheaded for some reason. It could be the sign of some other kind of issue. And the reason why I say that is because most people over the course of my entire career, every time I ask someone, they say they eat healthy, they tell me what they eat. And I'm like, oh, it's usually shocking what people think is good. I'm not saying you're eating bad. I'm just saying a lot of people, you don't have perspective on what you're eating. It might not be ideal for you, whether or not you feel like it's good. You never know. Maybe you're eating something that it's just not details for me. I eat protein. So do I. Details. I love all you beaches. We're always savage here on the Swole. All right, let's take some questions here from Instagram.
What's in the box?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. I would like to ask all these questions about post-surgery, but you should see your doctor, but I could still give my thoughts on it. I'm not gonna talk on something I don't know or have a good idea on. Do you have like fusions or something in your lower back? I missed you too. All right, saying Swole. So if you don't follow on Instagram at Swolenormous, make sure you keep an eye on the stories. That way you can drop a question when we post question stickers. Saying Soul, is it possible to lift too late? I mean, I'm going to anyway tonight, just wondering. Oh, you mean like late in the day? Nah, I mean, that's opinion. You should be sleeping on a good sleep cycle, good sleep schedule. You know, that's hard nowadays, but that's always a good focus. I mean, I personally like lifting earlier in the day, and I hate the shorter fucking days. Bothers me. I don't like short days, but is it possible to lift too late? I would recommend lifting earlier, but get it in. Get it in. If you can only get it in later, then get it in. That's what she said. Oh. Let's see here. Hashtag fuck average for a chance to win today's Swole card. Of course, if you want your question featured, hashtag ask Papa Swolio. Let's see. Let's take some more questions from Instagram. Of course, if you got questions here, you could drop them in the comments. We'll be here for a little bit longer. We got one from Alichka Ilithia. Ilichka. Papa Swolio, what's the best way to get over self-esteem issues? The best way? Well, I don't know if we can quantify the best way, but we can quantify maybe some ways. You can make, let's see, meditations. Fantastic. Surrounding yourself with better people. Also, don't underestimate the power of eating real foods and eating healthy foods and doing an elimination diet, cutting out the crap, because it's going to help you clear your mind and clear your head. Self-esteem issues, I guess, also depends on what those self-esteem issues are. It's probably like the most important thing. Like, just don't think highly of yourself. Well, what those triggers are. If you can seek a therapist, obviously that's the best course of action in many cases. But that's also going to combine with surrounding yourself with better people, a good community of people that are supportive. And usually when it comes to self-esteem, spending less time on social media, if it's a comparison issue and seeing what other people are doing, which is why I use social media a lot, of course, because that's how I put my content out there, and that's how I send out the message. But I certainly do not. I follow very, very, very few people, and I actively do not pursue content online. I don't go scrolling and searching and absorbing other people's content because it's just not useful time at the expense of doing what I need to do. So oftentimes you'll compare yourself to other people, and that will just make you feel shitty because you're seeing the highlights of someone's life, or you're only seeing the high points, you're not seeing the low points. Just seeing snapshots of what other people are doing can make you feel like you're not doing enough yourself. Let's see. K. Dicky. Being proactive in your mental health is a work of a lifetime. Agreed. Little Mouse. Therapy and finding out what is the root cause of these issues. Dawn. Know your worth and fuck average. I didn't have self-esteem issues at 320 pounds. I don't have them now. When you know your worth, you will always want what's best for yourself and your body. Low self-esteem, get fit and strong. I think it's also a great thing to recommend. I know it's tough now with COVID and such, but martial arts is fantastic. Like judo, jiu-jitsu, something like that will definitely give you self-esteem. And a lot of that comes with physical. That's why I love physical training. And I don't practice martial arts myself, but yoga is a very similar, and meditation is a very similar crossover to those types of arts. But you know, that kind of challenge, the physical challenge of resistance training or martial arts, well, it gives you that self-esteem because you're literally proving your worth. You're overcoming these obstacles. You're overcoming all these forces. You're overcoming all these challenges. And it's difficult. It's difficult to build muscle. It's difficult to lift. It's difficult to do cardiovascular workouts or activities. It's difficult to do martial arts. It's a challenge, and it builds discipline and habits, and it'll improve your self-esteem dramatically. And this is coming from someone who never really did. I mean, I've dabbled in my life with martial arts, but from just doing physical training and overcoming challenges and those types of struggles. Is there plans on a new procast in the future? No plans yet. So I'll let you know if anything happens, but shifting focus in a lot of different areas. So there's always the possibility of new content, but whether or not how it looks, if anything, will probably change. If any content continues on those channels, or it'll be adjusting. So no specific plans or no updates yet on anything like that on that channel, for example. Not right now. Shifting focus to a lot of content releases inside X. So we'll let you know. But there's a lot of stuff planned for Swole TV and such. So that's exciting. Hit that like button, Beaches. Hit that like button. Good question. Good question. Nothing is ever, unless otherwise stated, nothing is ever off the table, but there's only so much time. So only so much time.
What's in the box?
Question from O12TRA, O12 Trey. What's your opinion on taking steroids, aka cheating? Well, I think the question really depends on if you consider steroids cheating. Now, personally, I think you should be careful with that because you should be doing it safely and you should be getting blood work done. And most people just inject whatever they want into their bodies. I think the question is like, why would that be considered cheating? I think people should be allowed to do what they want to their bodies. I think you should do it safely, but at the same time, cheating is relative to what you're doing. If there's a rule, like it's a sport, hey, we agree that you can't do this, then it's cheating. But if you're just going to the gym and you want to build muscle and look, I mean, you can tell people that are juicing. It's pretty obvious. Is it cheating? Cheating for what? Just life? Just to look bigger? I mean, it's just the inauthenticity when people say like, oh, are you taking stuff? And they're like, no, I'm not. Then they're just liars. But people with half a brain cell will know when someone's juicing or not. It's pretty fucking obvious. Most people on social media, you can tell when you can tell everyone that's saucing. So many gym jabronis and, Gymshark crews and stuff. Everyone's got gyno, and it's so obvious when people are taking the shoulders that are busting out of their freaking necks. So many people are saucing. They just avoid the question. They just avoid not just the question, but they avoid the topic. But it's obvious to anyone who has a couple brain cells and has trained for a little bit. You can tell. It's very obvious. I don't even know much about SARMs. I have no thoughts on them. Not to mention, honestly, when you juice up like that, it really makes you look like a cartoon. It makes you look like a clown, in my opinion. Now, it's impressive it's impressive what the human body can do and what the human body can overcome. And when we talk about testosterone replacement or TRT, I'm not against it. I'm open to taking it myself, just to live vibrantly and to maintain, anti-aging benefits and maintaining muscle mass as you get older. But doing a replacement therapy is different than taking extra and, risking other aspects of health. It's still a very new science, but I think people should have the right to do what they want. But there's a lot of side effects. A lot of people that take them just look foolish. APS, is it common to be bad at meditation? There's really no such thing. Just like yoga, there's really no good or bad at yoga. Just practice. Feels like I'm getting worse at brain gains. Lately, my mind wanders and I barely even hear your words. If I relax and focus, I don't take the feeling with me. What do you mean afterwards? Meditation's not passive. So meditation is not like you just relax and like you have to actively focus on it. It's a practice. You're not going to always feel like it. You're not going to always be focused on it. It's practice. Probably got some other stuff going on, which means you probably need it more. It's common. Is it common to be bad at meditation? It's epically common to not do it at all. I think like 99.9% of the population probably doesn't do it. It's practice. I'm sure you're not getting worse. You're just probably under stress and your mind is wandering. Your mind's supposed to wander, by the way. That's another misconception when it comes to meditation. It's not like you're never going to sit there and just have no thoughts. The whole point is your brain doesn't stop. Your brain doesn't stop. Your mind is always going to wander. It'll change your whole perspective when you're there and like, oh, my mind's wandering. The whole point is you are conscious and you're aware and you catch yourself when your mind wanders. And then you bring back to the breath if you're doing like just mindfulness practice or whatever intention or whatever style of meditation you're doing. So your mind is going to wander. The reaction is what's most important. Like just, you don't freak out about it. That's the whole point. That's what the mind does. That's the whole consciousness stuff that no one understands. Like no one knows what consciousness is. So every time someone tells you that they know exactly what's going on in the universe or in the human mind, it's like, no, you don't. We don't know much about anything, really. We really don't know much. Which is why people get upset and angry at things when it comes to science, when it comes to nutrition. People get angry and defensive because fundamentally, no one has the exact answer. So humans tend to get upset and get frustrated and lash out at things that they don't know or things that at the unknown, or things that they don't understand. So humans tend to pretend like we know and create these different boxes and titles and marketing and brands around things. And like, oh, we know this is the thing. This is the direction. Until we figure out it's not. We're just trying to create order. That's what the calendar is. That's what numbers on a clock is. Just trying to create order in a world or in a universe that we have no fucking idea what's going on, just so we don't go insane. Thanks for being here, Sheer. See you soon. Let's see here. What we got? Let's see. Jill, what yoga flow in X is the most beginner friendly for overweight people that don't work out much? Chair yoga. Chair yoga would be great. Which yoga flow? I couldn't tell you exactly which one. The most beginner friendly? I would say a chair yoga because you don't even have to stand up. Yeah. Be a good place to go. Good place to start. Josh, been doing brain gains for months and there are still times can't get to that sweet spot. Yeah, it happens. You're not going to be perfect every day. It's like yoga. Sometimes you do yoga and you just feel like your balance sucks, or sometimes you're lifting and you just feel weak for whatever reason. It happens. Do I still wear minimalist shoes when I wear shoes? Yeah, I barely wear shoes, or I wear Vibrams for sure. Let's see. What's up? Sit and spin. Papa Swolio building up the glutes when you only have the one to work. A lot of exercises seem needing to use one side for balance while the other side does the work. Any good ideas for adaptions? I would love some more specifics with that. You still have to create balance. I mean, I know you have limitations, Judith, but I mean, you still have to create that balance however you can. Whether you got one glute or two glutes, or you have another limb, your body has to adapt to where you're at and to what you have to balance. So it's like intrinsic core, stabilizers, because everyone's got different, even when you have limbs, you have like heavier leg or a thinner leg or a more muscular leg. It's just creating that intrinsic, that balance inside. If you have more details, you mean? When you use one side to balance, it's because it's got to do something. All right, I'll take a couple more questions if you got follow-up questions. Sometimes questions are, this is an interesting question. What we got here? Baller 4 Life 17, can you work out a dog? Absolutely. Papa Swolio goes up and down stairs all the time. Walk her frequently. Also feed her only real food. She eats better than most humans. Sure, you can work out a dog. You should work out a dog. Absolutely. 1,000%. Paulo Roca 04, Papa Soy, do you prefer XFit, like CrossFit, or calisthenics? If I had to choose one, calisthenics. I mean, I'm not a fan of CrossFit personally, but I mean, I prefer lifting weights, kettlebells, bodyweight exercise are great too. Papa Soy, how's your gym space behind you coming together? Oh, I mean, I'm not working on it. It's fine. I mean, I'm not developing it. Chances are I'm not planning on being here for a lot longer. I mean, it hasn't changed. Just changed the flooring a little bit. So I'm not really trying to upgrade or build anything out. That's why I don't have a rack back here or anything like that. I'm not trying to put too much time or effort into this place, into this area. If anything, it's just a matter of time before I'll start building out a whole separate space, like a legit home gym. So I'm actually doing that on purpose. I'm actually not expanding. I'm not trying to update. I'm not trying to upgrade. Maybe just adjust a few things here and there. So just put down that flooring, got rid of some of this nasty carpet, but not trying to invest really anything. Minimal. That way, when I do it. Like I want to do it like 100%. It's going to be, when I do it, it's going to be fully custom, the full deal. It's kind of a nice thing to look forward to. So I guess teasing myself a little bit. Let's see here. Jack PDF. What can I do to better my digestion? I have very bad digestion. I would recommend an elimination diet. I would recommend grass-fed bone broth. It's fantastic for helping if you have leaky gut, you have issues with digestion. I would recommend cutting out a lot of the processed foods. I'm not sure, of course, this is a question posted on Instagram. Oh, Pulp Fiction. Nice avatar. So I don't know what you're consuming. I know what you're eating. But I would recommend doing an elimination diet, cutting out all the processed foods, gluten, grains, dairy, the standard, and making sure that you're increasing your... always recommend organ meats. I always recommend eating nose to tail. I'm a big fan of pastured eggs, grass-fed beef, that type of stuff. You can have wild fish and stuff like that, more towards more carnivore leaning, but quality fruits, maybe even berries, things like that. Lower glycemic fruits can be beneficial. But bone broth is amazing for helping with leaky gut and issues with digestion. It can be very beneficial. It is very beneficial, but it can help dramatically. But it does take time. You don't just fix your digestion overnight. So I'd recommend that. I would be careful doing a ton of like fibrous foods and stuff like that. Let's see here. Is it true that your gut can impact your mental health? Absolutely. It's all connected. That's one of the problems with our medical system, is that it's all segmented. Everything's connected. Well, your digestive system, your gut, is actually primary source for immunity and immune response. Your body will attack invaders. And if you have leaky gut, you have issues with digestion, you're going to have a lot of inflammation and systemic inflammation, and absolutely will relate to your mental health. The gut-brain axis, absolutely. Absolutely. Javon, Papa Swolio, have to begin training for obstacle course racing. All of my races got moved to next year. Any tips for working in running with weight training? Just be careful of volume and overload. Be mindful. I mean, if the goal is obstacle course racing, I mean, I did that a little bit. It's just a lot of just random stuff. Very easy for people to overtrain because you have a lot of weekend warriors that do that. So they sit around all the time and then they go and do a Spartan race and they end up hurting themselves because it's a lot of random movement. It's a lot of chaos, and a lot of unknowns, which if your body's not prepped for it. So obviously you said you're training for it. I would just be careful for lifting heavy and doing like long distance, doing a lot of running with heavy training. And also for me, and I always say this, I know it takes a long transition, but I'm not a fan of heel to toe running. So I'd be very careful doing a lot of running on hard surfaces, especially heel to toe, the classic Nike, Reebok, elevated heel shoes. It's just very fundamentally incorrect for how humans work. And it creates a lot of impact on your knees and on your back. So shin splints, if you're dealing with shin splints, it's because of heel to toe running in large part. You want to fix shin splints, make sure you're doing barefoot running and you transition to neutral shoes. Please read my post. Jacqueline, the fuck? Read your post. What are you talking about? Okay, you give bone broth to your pups. I see it. I see it. I see it. You're in the comments. People are seeing your comments. Please read my posts. I'm reading questions. You give bone broth to your pups. That's great. I'm glad you're here. You're so excited. We've been here every day. Just because it's your first podcast back, it doesn't all revolve around you, Jackie. Okay? Don't make me put you in the corner. Don't make me make you sit in the fucking corner.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Do you know how fast the chat is going? There's a lot of questions. The chat doesn't move super slow on my end. The L4, L5 posts, I'm not going and hunting. If you got questions, I'm looking for questions. If you got questions popping up, I'm reading questions. Is there a video for barefoot running? Google, YouTube, there's thousands of videos. Do I have video? I have podcasts on it, but videos of barefoot running, you can Google that. Better off just Googling it and just doing research. On her back, I can't follow every single question. I want your suggestions for post L4, L5 lumbar. Yoga. There you go. Yoga. If you're cleared for exercise, yoga. Absolutely. Yoga, core strength. Are you practicing yoga regularly? Okay, I fucking asked. Good. Yeah, are you practicing yoga, Jackie? And by the way, if I don't see your questions, just make sure you keep on asking. It's possible that there are a lot of people watching and asking questions and texting. I don't see every single response and every single follow-up. Look, I'm flattered that everyone thinks I see every single comment, every single post, every single video that anyone ever posts ever. I try to be all knowing. I feel like I've tried to be like the Riddler from Batman Forever, where I'm just getting things zoomed into my head. Boom, 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 boom. But this is the Swole fam. We do this together. So you can definitely, and just ask questions again. Just post it more than once if I don't see it. Let's see here. Can't see every comment. How dare you?
How dare you?
Isai Ruth G on Instagram. Papa, if I do the same 3 routines of cardio every single week, is it bad? Or would I stop losing weight? Did you stop losing weight? If I do the same 3 routines of cardio every single week, is it bad? Or would I stop losing weight? Well, you're going to adapt. Your body is going to adapt to the stress you put on it. If you do the same thing all the time, you're going to adapt. That's why when people do cardio or just do walking every day, like, how come I saw a lot of weight loss and then all of a sudden it stops? Yeah, you're going to hit a plateau when you're doing the same shit all the time. So if I do the same routines of cardio every week, it's not bad. It's great. But once you adapt to that, your body adapts to that kind of overload or that stress. It's going to be the same old, same old. That's why when people say I work 12 hours a day and I lift boxes all day. Yeah, your body's adapted to that. It's adapted to the repetitive movement patterns. Your body will adapt to those certain types of stresses. So you'll adapt to it. So you'll see change. But I mean, you're asking me, would I stop losing weight before you even did it? It's like, you will eventually stop losing weight. You're not going to lose weight just endlessly. So you do the same 3 routines of cardio, and if it does work, it'll work until it stops working. but that's also going to come down to calorie balance. It's going to come down to other aspects of your overload. Are you lifting weights as well? I wouldn't do the same thing all the time. It's good for your heart health. If you're just doing the same thing, it's not like you're doing something terrible. You're moving your body. That's great. But if you're looking for results, it's progressive overload. You need to make sure you're increasing not just increasing the volume of cardio or the intensity, but you're also adding variety, that you are, to break those plateaus. So it depends. So would I don't know. I don't know the future for you. I don't know what the 3 routines of cardio. I don't know anything about your nutrition. So this is from Instagram, and I appreciate the question. Obviously, you can only give so much context, but if you do the same thing all the time, of course, you're going to adapt eventually. For sure. Let's see, Zane. What we got? What we got here, Zane? Aside from yoga, what are other good ways to recover from a lat workout that makes movement torture? I love these questions. I love Q&A. Aside from yoga, what are some good ways to recover from a lat workout? Foam rolling. You can use magnesium oil spray. Maybe that can help with soreness, but yoga, foam rolling, like self-myofascial release will be great. Maybe you also did too much. I mean, if movement is torture and you crushed your lats, you probably just did too much. What's going on in the comments? A new moon? Interesting. People acting salty. Who's acting salty? Sometimes you're kind of a cock about oh, is this what it is? Oh, Jackie, you're on fire today. Sometimes I'm kind of a cock about things. You said you've been here on the podcast before. Jackie, you must be new here. you must be new here.
Come on, stop whining.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't tell me you Oh man. All right. Interesting. I love you too, Jackie. Thank you for the kisses. I think, no, you're fine. Oh, settle down. No one's upset. That's the best part. Sarcasm is the best part. She's just asking for it. Oh, you just want a spanking. You just want a spanking.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last night?
You're salty. It's all right. Nothing wrong with that. We love salt here on the Mancast. We love it.
Stop whining.
We love it. I don't know if you followed up with your question though, Jackie. Are you practicing yoga? Don't you even? I got all the soundboards. You don't even try.
Come on, man.
Don't even. My soundboard is vast. I have something for every occasion. Let's see. Oh shit, we got some heavy questions on the Shitstagram. We got some thick. Let's see, we got this one. Let's see. Mark Maccabee Music. Thoughts on loading creatine? Don't have to. How many grams? How long? Don't need to. I mean, I get I don't supplement with creatine. I get plenty. So big, Jill. So big. You can supplement. I mean, it's a safe product, but you don't need to take any fancy kind of creatine. I eat plenty of grass-fed beef. I don't supplement with extra, but you can. But you're asking specifically my thoughts on loading. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Valerie Dawn, official music. How do I diet going through chemo? You don't? The doc told me to focus more on getting better. Probably good advice. I'm not laughing because all right. I'm not laughing. So much love, Valerie. I mean, I wish you the best with your chemo. I would recommend doing everything in your power to focus on keeping your body healthy while going through chemo, because chemo's trashing your body. You need to make sure that you're getting, and I've never done chemo, but I know a lot of people, you're nauseous, you feel sick. So keeping food down could be an issue. So I don't know if anyone watching has gone through any of that. I cannot speak from personal experience, so I'm not even going to try, but the doc obviously told you to focus more on getting better. Highly recommended. Listen to your doctor 100% on this one. But I'm not sure what you mean. Like, how do I diet? You mean lose weight? I'm kind of assuming that's not really a concern. You're probably the opposite. You don't want to lose weight. That's probably one of the first things you start doing, because it's just going to be hard to keep down food and stuff, from what I've heard and from what I've been aware. So still eating healthy, but again, there might be certain foods that you have trouble eating. What do you all think? How many of you have had personal experience, either with yourself or someone close to you, with like eating issues or any contraindications? I mean, of course, listen to your doctor, but definitely don't want to be consuming garbage foods. One thing I do hate hearing, and I'm not talking about Valerie's personal experience or her situation. I'm not talking to Valerie particularly, but in hospitals, they're always telling people to consume, eat those calories, or they're giving like Ensure for the Ensure sugar drinks, or dairy, and they're giving out fruit cups and stuff like that. Food in hospitals are fucking trash. It's awful. And that's like the most important thing. LPF Dane Mom. What do you feed Papa Swolio? Raw beef, and some fruits and stuff and scraps. But she eats grass-fed ground beef with heart, liver, kidney. She eats organ meats and stuff. It's all ground into her little ground pet burger stuff. And I usually mash in sometimes some sweet potatoes and stuff like that. It helps her consistency for her poops. So raw beefs, grass-fed, real food only. That was nice. It was off axis, so.
This house is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
All right, former fatty losing on Instagram have lost 110 pounds with lifting and nutrition over 5 years. Holy fuck.
Fucking Catalina wine.
Good for you.
It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Good for you, former fatty.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
I finally will start focusing on muscle. Advice? What? Wait a second. I only read half of that. Have lost 110 pounds with lifting. You should be focused on muscle the whole time. You've been lifting. Keep going. Yeah, never mind. I mean, congratulations. That's fantastic. But I mean, advice? You're doing it. What do you mean? Focusing on muscle. Lift heavy. Lift big. Train hard. Advice for what? Keep going. I don't know. I obviously it's an Instagram question, so that I feel like that question, it just ended too quickly. I will finally start focusing on muscle. Keep going. Keep going. Keep doing it. I mean, you said you're lifting already. I was going to say, what do you mean? You should be lifting already. Lifting, yeah. Of course, keep going with the nutrition. I would love, this is the tough part about it. I mean, it's great. The Instagram questions are great because it gets us talking about it, but usually it's having the conversation about the content in the question that I wish we had. And you're starting, one of the biggest things that you're going to learn here from the Ask Papa Swolio lives is how you ask a question is so important. And whenever I'm answering questions, it's not, when I say, oh, I can't answer that, or I don't answer that, or I'm vague with an answer, is because a question is vague. And most people don't understand how vague their question is. Most people don't understand how many variables and how much context is essential to give an actual detailed answer. You need a detailed question for detailed answers. You ask a vague question, you can't give specific answers to a vague question. How do I lose weight? Exercise and eat less. Okay, that's a terrible answer because it's a terrible question. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to give advice. Keep going. You lost 110 pounds with lifting and nutrition over 5 years. I will finally start focusing on muscle. Stop thinking about these things as mutually exclusive. Focus on muscle always, as you should have from the beginning. You're lifting. Train hard. Lift heavy. build muscle, eliminate all the crap from your nutrition. I don't know. And again, I don't know what you're eating, former fatty. So keep going. You're doing great. Sounds like you're doing great. But without specifics, I can't give you a specific answer or specific advice. Zahande0808 on Instagram. Papa Swolio, row machine or bike? Which should I purchase first? Is there a neither option? Or a bike, like stationary? Like, what's the purpose of this? Again, questions. These are questions because I have neither and I have no desire to purchase either. I don't like repetitive movements like that. I don't think they're valuable. I don't think they're the best option. Because you're going to get on a row machine, just do the same fucking thing all the time. You're going to sit down and hip flexion again on a bike. You're going to sit down and hip flexion. People are in hip flexion all the fucking time. Go for a walk. Do yoga. Do kettlebell work. Do stuff that's going to be more valuable. A bike is not natural. Rowing is not natural. Moving your body through space is natural. Now, of course, you have arguments. There's nothing wrong with rowing. There's nothing wrong with a bike. But get out of the hip flex position. Start moving your body in more planes of motion with a little bit more chaos and a little bit more. You'll get much more value from practicing yoga and doing kettlebell work than rowing or biking. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. It's my opinion. So if there's an answer for neither, I would say neither and buy other stuff that's going to be more valuable for your fitness. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, battle ropes are cool. I mean, battle ropes have their limitations, but you can do a lot more movements. I just don't like restrictive, repetitive movements like that. Row, row, row. Cool. I mean, if you're rowing a boat because you're actually living in the year 700 and you have to row, then you have to row. But there's no arbitrary reason like why that movement should be so repetitive. Don't put yourself in repetitive movement positions. Avoid that. I just recommend avoid repetitive movements. You have enough of that in your day. And any position like a bike or a rowing machine that just puts you back into hip flexion, it's like, get the fuck out of there. Get out of that hip flexion. And I say this because most people just do that. They'll pick that and then only do that. Because you're going to buy one of those and just do rowing all the time. It's like do some cleans and snatches. You're going to be fucking... I would get a row machine before. If you're going to get one, get a row machine. Because you could do planks on it. You could do extended planks on the thing. You can put your foot up on it and do like some kind of lunges and stuff. Do Bulgarian split squats or something. You can do some other exercises with that. So I would recommend that because you can use it for other things. A couple other things, a little bit more variety there. Isn't walking also repetitive? Yeah, it is. It is, which is why it's so important to do it properly. A lot of people don't have good dynamic posture because of sitting down too much. A lot of things are repetitive. My point is, it's a real human movement. Calling you out? You're not calling me out. Can't call me out. What are you talking about? Give me some suggestions yoga-wise. For what? For your back? I said yoga. What's your question exactly? Your spine? There are a lot of people, there are a lot of comments, a lot of things that we're talking about. So if you drop one little sentence, I don't see every single one. I'm not taking notes for every comment that you've dropped. So just respect the entire flow of the show and all the other things that we're talking about. I'm not like, it's not the only conversation we're having. What's your issues with yoga? What do you why is that not a good enough answer? Are you having issues with yoga? Are you practicing yoga regularly? Are you having limitations? Like, what's your actual issue with yoga, with your situation? I can give you a suggestion if you have like, hey, I have a problem doing this pose. What else can I do? Well, if you're having an issue with a pose, are you having pain? Are you having discomfort? Are you having instability issues? Because sometimes you have to push through and keep fucking focusing and keep working on certain poses. You don't always want to detour because then you're never going to get better at what you're trying to avoid. All right. So what else we got here? Let's see. This is a good question here. Gul Arya. Papa Swole, do you take supplements or is that a bad no-no? It depends on where you're getting your supplements from. A lot of supplements you don't need to take. Organ supplements are great because you don't really need to take, what kind of supplements are you talking about? Are you talking about glutamine? Are you talking about a multivitamin? Are you talking about creatine or a pre-workout? There's a lot of different supplements. That's a vague question. So you can get actual real quality food source supplements. But a lot of them, the quality can be questionable. TD7 Fit. Why the fuck everybody look for motivation instead of focusing on discipline? That's a good question. Don't know. Goofy Warlock. Is there a way to work out even when you're sick, even if the doctor doesn't recommend a lot of motion? Meditation, maybe yoga if you're cleared. I don't want to tell you to do something that your doctor recommends not a lot of motion. I guess it would depend on what is actually the problem. I'm not going to tell you to do something when medically your doctor is telling you for some specific reason. There could be a good reason. Unfortunately, a lot of times the medical industry is so disconnected from actual health. It's more about sick care and just what they were taught in school to protect their own ass with insurance. Doesn't necessarily have your best interest in mind, whether the doctor wants the best thing for you or not. Sometimes just the protocols don't allow for you for real, true health. Let's see. Jeremy RT72. What is your overall motivation to get those sick fucking gains? What's the other option? What's the other option? Not taking care of my health? Fuck that. All right. Question. Let's see here. All right. No water break today. No water break. Sorry to burst your bubs. No, not today, fam. Not today. Not today. Is Headspace a good app for meditation? Maybe. We got brain gains inside Swolenormous X. So there's a lot of good apps, but depends on what you're looking for. Anything that gets you focused on meditation. There's many different types of meditation too. Many different types of meditation too. So I haven't used personally, but if you've never meditated before, a real good option is just to sit there in stillness and quiet and just focus on the breath. It's very simple. It's just a practice. It's not easy. A lot of people, everyone's used to so much stimuli all the time. It's really hard for people just to not move. It's really hard for people to just not move and just, it's so hard for people to not do anything. It's a real challenge. Maybe we'll do a water break. Maybe. If you're good. I don't know. Chat's been a little salty today. So I don't know. If you're good. If you're good boys and girls. Okay? But it's, when you're used to so much stimuli all the time, it's amazing how people say, oh, I hate yoga, or I can't focus on yoga because my brain doesn't slow down. Those are the people that need yoga and meditation the most. Right? Those are the people that need it the most. You're always getting assaulted all day, every day. Let's see. Catch a couple things. Oh, my neck. Oh, there we go. You ever have like that crack and you're just like trying to look for it all day? I don't recommend pushing on your neck. I just kind of guide it a little. Oh, that was good. Now I feel better. Oh, that was nice. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Jacqueline. All right. Let's see. Oh, big post. I'm worried about, like, I was doing advanced yoga. I was going all out and I was extremely advanced with yoga. And now I'm not so advanced because I had the surgery. It's totally fine. I find like all your info very informative and I appreciate it, but I don't really like when you're kind of rude. Are we still on this? And like I ask questions over and you read the last one and it's not really Jesus Christ. I thought you were gonna follow up with your question. So you wrote a whole paragraph about I thought that was like a response to the question that you're asking. Like, so you're doing it. All right. So I'm going to ignore the rest of the bullshit. I'm worried about, I was doing advanced yoga and I was going all out and you were very advanced and now you're not so advanced because you had the surgery. Yeah, it makes sense. You had spinal surgery and it's an amazing feat of science. So you had spinal surgery, and if you're cleared for exercise, you're going to have to ease back into it. It is what it is. Like you're not 100%. You're a different person now. You have to work around it. You have to adapt. Fucking Christ. Trying to. All right. Ah. Let's see what we got here. All right. Any other questions? We got a water break coming up. Hashtag fuck average. Let's see here. It's called starting over, fuck average and do it. Yeah. Look, we've all been injured. How many of you have gotten injured? How many of you have gotten injured and had a setback? You can private message me, Jacqueline. You can be nice about it. Join the show. I'm not messaging. Why would I private message you? You can ask here. I'm live and we're spending a lot of time on this. I think you just need to suck it up and just ease back into it. Ramp up. My point is, you're going to be like everyone. How many of you have been injured? How many of you have been injured before? It sucks. Yeah, you can't jump right back into where you were, and it's frustrating psychologically. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it is what it is. You have to ease back into it. Ellen, you have access to the ones. Do the ones at the beginner. If you need to pull back, do so. Do some beginner's yoga or even some chair yoga. Make a post on the Facebook page and see if there's a flow someone can recommend. Ease into things. I don't think Papa's trying to be mean. There's a lot of posts and comments over on the YouTube that I've noticed you don't see here on Facebook. Oh, does Facebook not show? No, does Facebook not show? Oh, that's probably why. Does Facebook not show the restream? Oh, that might be the disconnect there too. Yeah, there's most people watch on YouTube. Does Facebook show the restream? Because the restream bot relays the chat from one social media app to the other. Oh, so you're not seeing, that's why. So Facebook only shows Facebook, but YouTube shows Facebook as well. Jackie, go watch on YouTube. I'm quite certain. I'm quite certain most people watch on YouTube. So, okay. So when you're commenting on Facebook and there's like 4 comments, everyone's like, or whoever's watching on Facebook's like, he's ignoring me. Most of the people that are watching are on YouTube. So my chat's fucking going because there's all the people that are watching on YouTube. So your chats get pushed up. So I'm not seeing it. I see YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, there's very few Facebook comments. Most people watch on YouTube. YouTube can see Facebook okay. So YouTube can see Facebook comments, but Facebook can't see YouTube comments. Yeah, you have like 6 times more people watching on YouTube. Most people watch on YouTube. Isn't it crazy? There's like 105 or 107, whatever, 1,000 people that follow on Facebook. And there's like 10 people watching on Facebook. It's fucking insane. There's no distribution for live streams. There's no distribution. Yeah, I forgot that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's see, Matt. Who hasn't? Anyone who does physical activity and pushes himself has a high probability of injury and likely have a history of recovery from minor to major injuries. Well, I think, well, all social media can be customizable. I mean, anyone that says they hate Facebook, it's like, you just don't know how to use Facebook. Like, I hate YouTube. It's like, well, customize your YouTube. You know, subscribe to the people that you only want to see, block the other shit. Like Facebook, I customize the hell out of it. When I go into Facebook, I only use it for the group. I don't see anything I don't want to see. I block everyone. I unfollowed everyone. Yeah, YouTube doesn't show my shit at all. YouTube, even the Swolenormous channel, I get no distribution. About 120,000 followers. Like, I got 1,000 views on a video. It's so, they don't show my videos at all. I've offended too many people, I suppose. I've offended way too many people. Yeah. That's the thing. If you're posting on Facebook, it's going to, all right. So if you don't see the YouTube comments on Facebook, then you think there's like only a few people and I'm ignoring Facebook. I don't ignore anyone. I just see all the comments. Even if you're on Twitch, there might be one person watching. There's usually 1 or 2 people watching on Twitch. But if there's 100, so it's streaming on multiple apps, and I have all the chat in one place. So most of the chat that I ever see is YouTube. The only reason I stream on Facebook is because I don't use Facebook. I don't focus on anything Facebook really, aside from the group and streaming here. Most live streams only have about a third of the actual subs. Pfft, get the fuck out of here. Most live streams have maybe 1%, if that, of the actual subs. It's nowhere close to a third. It's nowhere close to a third. I appreciate the comment, but that's so far off. It's so far less than that, Yvonne. It's so much worse than that. It's so much worse than you could ever imagine. Even on the Daily Swole channel, there's like 20,000, and there's like, it's a fraction of a percent. Even when I go live, we used to do Ask Papa Swolio live. I used to put that on the Swolenormous channel. Didn't distribute to anyone. Yeah. So, yeah, that doesn't stop me. I mean, sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we don't. It's also the serendipity of it too. When it comes to live streams, look at Sunday night. Sunday night depends on where you live. You know, it's coming up like 7 o'clock, so it's Sunday evening. I get it. Sometimes there's more people, sometimes there's less people, sometimes there's it depends. It fluctuates, especially the holiday season. It depends. You offend me every day, Papa, but I love the abuse. I love how offensive you are. Oh, I'm not going to change, Ren. I appreciate that. I love the realness. It's hard to find nowadays. I appreciate that, Javon. No, I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. It's fun to be savage. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't... I guess they figure, why ban him? Just kind of let him, like, say the shit. I'm not saying anything illegal. It's just, you know, their way, instead of banning, it's like, all right, just show it to a few people. They don't even show it to everyone that subscribes. It's brutal. It's brutal. I wish they showed it to more people and notified more people, but you know, a lot of people follow a lot of people, and live streams are less controllable than videos. Let's see here. How's Mama Swolio? She's good. She's good. I wish I could comment on YouTube, but I got kicked off for being too... Are you serious? You're still off? You're not allowed on YouTube? Didn't that happen a long time ago, Cerny? Jesus Christ. Don't ever change? I won't, Jack. Yeah, I won't. Not a chance. Smokey, I found Papa 2 weeks during 2 weeks before quarantine. And then they stopped. I have to smash the like button to make sure I get notifications. Well, that's why I got Swole text, so I'm texting all of you. But it is what it is. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But that's why I try to go live on different times. It's just the serendipity of it. I go live different times of day. So sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. Today it's the evening. Last day or two has been the evening. But tomorrow we got our accountability meeting at 12 noon. So we'll be live inside the private group. So accountability meeting tomorrow. Holy shit. Accountability meeting. Accountability. New releases tomorrow. New releases. We'll talk more. Also remember, Swole New Year's on the 30th. Oh my God, it's the 13th of December. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, this fucking year. This fucking year just keeps on going, disappearing. I can't believe it's already the 13th. Instagram always notifies me when you post live, or just notifies you when I make a video or post. Kashina, is it because you are not a mukbang channel that you get? Probably. Maybe it's the swearing. Maybe it's I've gotten flagged over the years. Maybe it's because I put fat in the title too many times. You know what's interesting though? I don't understand why. Like on the nuts on chin stuff, I don't understand why, because there's some channels out there that talk about offensive stuff, that talk about really sketchy issues, and they have tons of views. They get tons of reach and their channels grow. So I'm not sure what triggered or what flipped the switch or what fucking, like what bucket of hell they stuck me in. I don't know what kind of YouTube jail they put me in, but yeah, they did it. Yeah, I don't know why. Because I see a lot of offensive videos. I see a lot of stuff. I'm like, I talk about that. And not even my subscribers see it. And then these other channels just get so many views on the same subject. It's weird. It's so weird. But I'm totally shoved under the rug. I'm totally in timeout or YouTube jail. I've been for a while. Just has to like accept. It's just accepting it. Just accepting it. It's been like that for a long time though. Long time. Water break? I got to pee. So let's get a water break. Let's get this fucking shit away. Yeah. Well, everything's been really isolated. Everything's been really compartmentalized. Mike says, ever since the snowflake algorithm got put in, nothing good gets recommended. Even my recommended, because I don't watch a lot of stuff, but I don't even get recommended stuff that they used to recommend me, because I used to get recommended videos even when I didn't click on them. Certain things in the similar vein of what I post. Now I don't even get recommendations on anything. And I still don't watch them, but I don't get anything. So you can really see that the bubble that used to happen a couple of years ago, it's just even tighter and tighter and tighter and more segmented. They're just compartmentalizing things so much more than they ever have. Let's see here. Popcorn showers. Hey, Papa, this year I've been having trouble when eating certain foods like bacon, eggs, and beef cheeks. Any idea what I can do to help to keep my gallbladder if the doctor wants it removed? I can't really speak on that. I appreciate the question. I can't speak on like, well, keep it in there. Your doctor wants it removed. I want, like, why? I mean, you're not going to have issues eating. You're going to be fine eating meat. People without gall, you can still eat meat. That's a myth or a misconception. Mama Swolio, she doesn't have a gallbladder and she eats meat. She's fine. Do you have like inflammation? I mean, there must be some reason. But don't worry, it's not going to affect your ability to consume foods or something like that. I mean, of course it could. I don't know what your personal situation is. I'm not just going to guess. Oh, yeah? Matthew, I came across a webpage that was bitching about Papa, and I was laughing, thinking it's all the beaches who get their feel. Really? Ooh, exciting. Exciting. I love it. I'm sure people make videos. It doesn't even matter to me ever who makes a video. Someone can make a video. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. I got better things to do. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I don't care who makes a video on me. It doesn't fucking matter. It's the internet. Don't get butt hurt. Stop getting offended so easy, right? All right, let's do a water break. You all wanted a water break, right? You want a water break? You want it? You fucking get it, huh? It's all right. We'll have some fun. We'll have some fun. Today was a nice chill episode. Nice and chill. Let's see. I know, Kitty. Come on. We need what? Water break. Oh, it's time. It's time for the water break. Yo. Chill the fuck out. Jesus Christ, Falcon. All right, let's get a water break going, shall we? All right, 3, get your water break ready. Get your water ready. The only podcast that actually gets you hydrated and fucking just... The only podcast that gets you healthier. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Oh, yeah. Good kitty. Oh, you're so sexy. Yes, you good kitty. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I wasn't even that thirsty. That literally is pushing the pee out hardcore. Oh yeah.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
It's the fucking Catalina.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That was pretty intense. Hold on a second. Oh yeah. Good shit. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. I mean, look, when we're talking about the channels, we're talking about getting banned or blocked or restricted. It could have been any number of things that I said that triggered the algorithm that like put me into a category of like, okay, give him less views, but it's night and day. So I used to get subscribers every day. My channel would grow regularly. And then it's happened several times where it just completely cut off, and then you'll see it growing and growing, and then all of a sudden it just flatlines. So recently it's completely flatlines. Like I either stay the same or it like trickles, or I lose like a couple subs a day. Like my channel does not move, which means it doesn't get distribution. Doesn't mean that people don't like my content. It just means they don't show it to anyone that's subscribed, and they don't recommend it to anyone. So YouTube does this. They'll pick a couple channels and suck their dick. YouTube will suck a couple channels' dick, and they'll show their videos to everyone. They'll recommend certain people's videos all the time for whatever reason. And then they'll just shove other channels under the rug. That's what they do. So I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you the rhyme or the reason, but certain channels that grow really fast, they just, I think it's like 70 to 80% of total views come from recommended videos. So if a channel is growing fast, it's because they're getting a lot of recommendations. YouTube is showing them in the recommended feed. So a lot of channels that have grown really fast, like in the past year or so, they're just being recommended all the time. Whereas channels like Alan's, myself, like just fucking flatline. Johnny Figs, hey Papa, how do I get my daughters to drink more water? Maybe put a little Celtic sea salt or something in them. How to get them to drink more water? I would say you could have maybe a little positive reinforcement, right? Like every time they drink a certain amount, like a certain bottle of water, right? They get to mark it. And if they drink X amount, they get a benefit. They get to do something. They get like 10 minutes or 10 extra minutes. They get to, or on the iPad or something like that. You give them a little positive reinforcement, something that they want to do, some kind of good positive reinforcement, positive feedback. Just a thought. Are you drinking enough water? Do you make it obvious? Are you drinking water every day? Are you drinking plenty of water? Just a thought. I also don't have kids, so I would say fucking drink your water. Or you're not getting food. You're not eating dinner. No food for you. My girlfriend just looked outside for a cat. You're welcome for the water break. Everyone's so hydrated now. Let's see here. We're just chilling now. If you got more questions, we got this, but we're just chilling on a Sunday night. I got no plan. We're good for a couple minutes. If you got questions, we're just chilling right now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Well, I'm not changing my content I don't change my content for everyone, for anyone, for everyone, for anyone. So it is what it is. If I get banned or if I get, it's all right. It's all right. If I get banned, we just do it inside Swole TV. No problem. I have all the means to stream privately. I have all the means to stream independent of YouTube and Facebook. So as much as we use Facebook and use YouTube, I am not dependent on them. We're only using them because they are kings of distribution and just live streaming. It's like the ability to reach people and the ease of distribution is great for now, but we're not, as a Swole fam, we're not dependent on YouTube and Facebook. So if anything happens, it'll be a smooth transition. Minerals, Cerny. I do it every morning. I put in a couple grams of sea salt. I mix 2 different types of salt. I use Redmond sea salt and also my favorite Celtic sea salt. So I put maybe a gram of each in some water and I chug first thing in the morning. Alan is pissed about the government hypocrisy and the killing of small businesses while people don't take care of themselves. Oh yeah, I've been talking about the same thing too. I agree. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. People should be allowed to make money. Look, if someone doesn't want to come into your business because they're afraid of COVID, then they don't come into your business. It's up to you to adapt your business, but you should be able to adapt your business and do it as you need to. There's hardcore hypocrisy and it's pretty fucking evil. It's unconscionable and I'm against it as well. It is frustrating. It is frustrating to make content. Like the other day, how many of you caught the video on Bruce's transformation? There's going to be a lot more of those videos of Swole Fam Project videos on the main channel, on the Swolenormous channel. I don't want to say the main channel because they're all the main channel, but all the channels are Swole Fam channels, essentially. It's just different places, but it's really, it's really frustrating how you'll have mukbang channels or Eric the Electric, he'll fucking stuff 30,000 calories in his face. Just disgusting human being. And then a video about someone having an amazing transformation. And the reason the thumbnail, just to give you a little bit of insight, if I we didn't put a thumbnail of his transformation because if I did, it would get flagged. It's happened before. We posted we were doing Swole Fam Project transformations and put the picture of the transformation in the thumbnail and it got removed. And I got an email saying it's been removed for blah, blah, blah reason. So if I put a transformation, if I put someone's before and after in the thumbnail, it'll get removed. That's why the thumbnail was a generic thumbnail about weight loss or some shit. Yeah. And you put the word and it's gotten it gets no distribution. I mean, of course it gets pretty much all thumbs up, one thumb down, some fucking idiot that doesn't like someone's success. It's ridiculous. So no one sees the videos, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Yeah, you could watch Foodie Beauty. You could watch Chantal just stuff her fucking fat face. It's awful. It's awful. You have all these fat mukbangers out there that are disgustingly unhealthy, that don't care about getting better, that promote it and are leaning into it, making money off it. They're making a living killing themselves on camera. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like even the guys like Badlands Chugs, that guy. I made videos on these people before. It's 500 pounds just chugging pure sugar. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's really bad. It's really bad. And that's why I posted it. Dark Crystal, that video was awesome. Gave me such inspiration to keep going on my own weight loss journey. If Bruce can do it, then so can I. That's the point. I'm going to keep on making these videos. Sharing these stories. It's just fucking awful. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yvonne, transformation photos get flagged as self-harm, but 10,000 calorie channels don't. Yep. Josh shared Bruce's transformation and no takers other than fellow Swole fan members. You can see the comments. It's mostly all of you, Swole fan members, that saw it or that responded, because they don't show it to anyone that doesn't follow the content religiously. They don't distribute it. They don't recommend it. How can you not share someone's amazing success story? How can you dare shove that under the fucking rug? It's disgusting. Eric, I haven't gotten any notifications of any of your videos besides the live stream in weeks. Haven't stopped making the videos. Again, you should cover Ben. I don't even know who that is. Who is that person? Ben Dean? Who? I don't even know who that is. No idea. Is that another face fucker? Last I heard, Foodie had a second pulmonary embolism plus an umbilical hernia. Shocked. Absolutely shocked. Who would have thunk health complications would happen? You remember what I was saying? Remember what I was saying about, or on the Procast or on those other channels? Remember I was saying how the Joe Rogan, right? Him getting the Spotify deal, blah, blah. I told you, remember I said it was a bad idea? Remember I said the Joe Rogan move was not going to be a good idea? That he's going to be out of the limelight. He's going to be out of the public culture. It's a big deal. It's a big monetary deal. It's just not going to be part of the conversation anymore. It's not a good move for. Anyway, Sean Baker said that Spotify removed all carnivore episodes of JRE. I think they moved a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. That's stupid. The Spotify app is horrible. It's so bad. If you're trying to watch like the Joe Rogan or watch, it's just, it glitches. It doesn't start from the same spot. It freezes and skips and stuff like that. It's not well made. It's not well done. Plus you can't comment and stuff. And you know, anytime you don't have the conversation below, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. I don't know. I think they removed a bunch of videos. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, it's the same kind of woke culture. The same type of, social justice goes with plant-based vegan stuff. It goes with anything offensive about losing weight and transforming yourself. It's all victimhood and it's all 8th place trophy bullshit. So if you want to be a victim, everything's a victim. You're evil. You're damaging the environment. You're eating an animal. It's like, yeah, I'm a human fucking being. I'm supposed to get over it. Everyone's so removed. And it's a reason. There's a reason why all this social justice woke stuff happens more in urban areas, is because when you live in a city, you're so removed from nature. You're so removed from the environment. You have no concept as to what life really is because you're living in this artificial environment. So there's no surprise that people that live in the woods or in rural areas that go hunting, that have land, that deal with actual life and nature and reality, snowstorms and real fucking things, that you deal with nature in the woods. You don't talk bullshit. You're not into the woke stuff. Because you're not delusional. You're not insane, going crazy from living in a concrete jungle. You think LA or New York or Chicago, you think a city is fucking normal? You think that's a normal place to live? It's not. That's why people go nuts there after a while, because you create all these challenges that don't exist. Because you're supposed to have challenges. When you're in the woods, you got fucking bears and tigers and shit that are going to rip your face off. You have actual, what's the word? God, I have brain fart on the word I wanted to use. adversity. You have actual adversity in the woods, in the jungle, wherever you live, right? But when you're in an urban environment, there's concrete, everything's taken care of for you. You don't hunt, you don't grow your own food. And I'm not saying that I'm any better. Like, you push a button, Amazon delivers it. Like, you don't see the animal. You're disconnected. So you think, oh my God, that's so bad. You create these challenges. You create these cults of mindset, and you create these things to overcome that don't exist. You create these hardships, or these like make-believe hardships. You create these ideas that biology doesn't exist. It goes from everything it's from everything when it comes to food, to gender issues, to the social issues with politics. Everyone's just creating these challenges that don't fucking exist because we don't have them in our lives. And that's why all this bullshit is concentrated around these populated areas like cities, because you're removed from common sense and reality. That's one way to describe it. But if you look at it from the most like plain way to look at it, it makes a lot of sense. If you're living in this artificial environment, it's going to skew your perception of reality. Just a thought. Seems to make a lot of sense. Yeah, I would never want to live in fucking New York City. Jesus Christ. I was born there. It's awful. Awful, dirty ass place to live. Ooh, big buildings. Just, why would you want to live stacked on top of people? I'm eager to move to a generally less populated area. That was a good one. What are we doing in the comments here? I wasn't even looking. I was just... I went off on a rant. I think no one was really commenting. I was just zoned out, just talking about shit. Yeah, it's all good. Let's give away the Swole card, shall we? All right, here we go. Swole card time. It's all good, fam. A nice chill Sunday. Nice chill. Hashtag fuck average for a little, like, all you fuck average beaches. Try to land on a hashtag. Blew your knee out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hashtag fuck average. Nothing on the first go. We had a lot of chat here. A lot of chat. Scrolling back up. I'm going pretty high up there. Salty Sunday. So hashtag Salty Sunday. Is that you, Eric? Salty Sunday. Close to the top here. Nicholas, congratulations. There we go, baby. Nicholas Sewell. There you go. There you go, bro Jackson. Good for you. Fuck average, man. Good for you. Congratulations. Never say congratulations, Nicholas. Drop that in the comments below. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swolecard 1682 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Send you a fuck average card. And make sure you hit the like button on the podcast before you leave. And remember the 13th of December. No, remember, if you haven't yet left a review on the podcast, make sure you go and do so over at the Daily Swole on Apple Podcast. You can leave a review if you haven't yet. Means a lot. Will help the distribution, even if YouTube doesn't share the podcast. Apple Podcasts might recommend it, but you can always catch it there. And remember, we got tomorrow. Tomorrow, our accountability meeting is for members only inside the Swole fam. So check it out, swolenormousx.com. If you're not yet signed up, access to all priority access episodes. You'll never miss a single episode. And today, very chill, long-winded. It wasn't going to be that long, but then we kind of went long in the tooth, had some fun, and flung some shit a little bit. Good questions. Good topics came up. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure that you are ready for tomorrow's releases. Ready to go deep. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1682 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for the accountability meeting. And if you want to join, head on over to swolenormousx.com. You can get started for less than $3. Got all the awesome shit over there on Unlimited as well. Check it all out, swolenormousx.com, and I'll see you tomorrow for 1683 accountability meeting. I'll see you there. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies.